Welcome to live coverage here of Coventry United versus Rugby Town. There will be a minute's silence prior to kick-off for the little boy who sadly passed away in Earlsdon. Who doesn't love a good derby today? The Red and Greens of Coventry United have made the short voyage up the M6 to face local rivals Rugby Town in a hotly anticipated 4th v 5th fixture. Catch the best of the action from Butlin Road here on CUTV with Liam Cook. Coventry United make 3 changes from last week's home game against Bugbrook St Michael's. There are immediate debuts for defender James Ritson and striker Connor Frankham. Their arrivals confirmed by the club yesterday. They replaced the suspended Tyler Haddo and Kane Thomas, who drops to the bench. Fellow new recruit Alex Pearson begins his Red and Greens journey on the bench. Teenage fullback Ryan Okaze replaces Danny Bowes on the left. There's 2 alterations to the Rugby Town side, who bested Cogenhoe last week. Match winner Max Johnson replaces Barry Fitzharris in midfield, while James Hancock is drafted in alongside at the expense of James Marsden. The United backline will be busy today with Johnson and Kolodinsky lurking about up top, and there's a familiar face at the other end of the park. Former Coventry captain Jamal Clark starts in defence. Well, welcome on all to live and exclusive commentary of Coventry United's trip to Rugby Town in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Let's take you to the starting lineups now, kicking off with our hosts of Rugby Town. Starting for Rugby today, number 1, Ash Bodycutt. Number 2, Dan Summerfield, I should say. Number 3, Edwin Achenkora. Number 4, Jamal Clark. Number 5, Loiso Recchi. Number 6, Keena Rosser. Number 7, Max Johnson. Number 8, James Hancocks. Number 9, David Kolodinsky. Number 10, Dario Johnson. And number 11, Kane Elliott. And for Coventry United this afternoon, number 1, Reece Francis. 2, Harry Sawyer. 3, Ryan Okaze. Number 4, Aaron Williams. Number 15, Tyler Donaldson. The number 5 shirt's gone missing. Number 6 is James Ritson. Number 7, Joe Blowers. 8, Liam Cairns. Number 9, Connor Frankham. Number 10, Reece Hilton. And number 11, Joe Cairns. And we are officially underway at Butlin Road. Coventry United kicking from right to left in their traditional strip of red and green. Rugby Town in sky blue, navy and white. There's an early move from Coventry United, hooked out on the far side by Kane Elliott. Harry Sawyer with ball in hand on the far side of the penalty area. Awkward touch for Hilton, but maintains possession of the ball for now. Blowers. Looking for an option. Plays a Tyler Donaldson. United playing a back 5 today as it's deflected out off David Kolodinsky. with James Ritson and Tyler Donaldson joined at centre-back by Aaron Williams. And a bit of a shake-up of the Coventry United team. 5 new recruits announced yesterday. All of whom are involved today. Liam Cairns challenged in the midfield. Launched away by Recchi. Skews out for the Coventry United throw deep into their own territory. I was going to take a little bit closer to the halfway line instead. Harry Sawyer playing at right wing back today. Joe Cairns tries to flick it up the right wing, but it curls out. Of course, keep up to date with the latest goings on at the Riverside as Coventry City take on Middlesbrough in the EFL Championship. No Premier League action today, so we'll keep up to date with the latest goings on the Championship and the wider EFL. First touching the ball for former United skipper Jamal Clark. Hands it to his old teammate Liam Cairns, but hooked away by Recchi. An awkward touch for Aaron Williams, but thankfully it bounces away from the onrushing David Kolodinski, who is part of Coventry United history. Scored the first ever goal in a Coventry United match at the Butts Park Arena in that 2-1 FA Cup defeat against Rugby in August 2017. Achenkora. A ball on the left-hand side, deflects out off Harry Sawyer. Quick throw taken. And good one for Reece Francis to deal with, and he's conceded the corner as Kane Elliott was played through. Of course, Francis couldn't handle the ball, so had to get it on the volley and plays it behind for the first set piece of the match. Early opportunity for Rugby in the 4th minute. Curls in and curls out again and at the far post. It's a disappointing effort from the number 7, Max Johnson, who got the winning goal against Cogenhoe last week. Rugby still with interests in the FA Vars. A reminder of the substitutes of Coventry United today. They are Kane Thomas, Brian and Love, Riley DeVoyle, Alex Pearson and Chris Roscoe. Roscoe is back on the bench after that suspension when he got a red card when he wasn't even playing. So a big shout out to Roy Eden, who is still recovering from his knee replacement. Won't see him back at the Butts Park Arena in the next couple of weeks. I hope he's going to be back anyway. We've got 5 home games in a row, so you needed Roy. And an aimless ball down the centre from Johnson bounces over the crossbar. Hasn't been the most fluid of starts from either side, but these teams are very evenly matched. Coventry United in 5th place in the UCL Premier Division South, probably now out of the race for the title. Rugby just about harbouring hopes of staying in it. 5 points in front with a few games in hand. And we're hearing that Hingby LRFC are now behind against Cogenhoe, the team that Rugby beat last week in a slender 1-goal advantage. So not the best of starts for the league leaders as Ritson heads it back to Francis. James Ritson making his Coventry United debut, a sizable presence at the back. Francis Sawyer gets his head in it. Only as far as Rugby Town's number 8, Hancocks. United have got it back. Sawyer drills it low, but it's returned by Rosser. Achenkora. Clark, the United old boy. Looking to find the right back, Summerfield. He has got it now after the chest control by Okaze. Was that a high boost on Okaze? Certainly could have been a free kick there, but the referee says no. It's gone out for a throw, quickly taken by Summerfield. Kolodinski batting for position with Aaron Williams. Williams goes to ground. Referee says play on. It's kept in by Kolodinski. Tight angle. Willie trying to have the shot. Blocked up by Ritson. Ritson goes to ground. Little deflection. Takes it as far as Danico Johnson. Tries to set himself with a shot. Switches left to Elliott. Edwin Achenkora. Max Johnson into Akankora for the opportunity for Rugby Town. Closed down by Williams. Akankora maintains possession. Elliott out wide again. Now Johnson. Nodded up by Blowers, who will get to the loose ball. It should be Ryan Okase. But in fact, no, Okase has got there a little late, allowing Keena Rosser onto it. No, it's ran out. Run out by the captain, Recchi. An extended passage of pressure from Rugby Town. United dealing with it very well. Right line nodded back, and another Coventry United throw, headed out by Hancocks. Okase. And Recchi nods it out again. United getting closer to the halfway line. Slow but steady progress made on the left. Okase, the Academy graduate. Looks for Reese Hilton. Hilton nods it up. Who can bring it down? There's Connor Franken with the overhead kick. No one making the run. And a first touch on the ball for goalkeeper Ash Bodycut. Bodycut. Donson up in the air. Ritson tries to bring it down, heads it only as far as David Kolodinsky. Put off balance by Ryan Okase, and that one skewed into the car park from the experienced Rugby Town striker. Jeff Cruz asking, has Kyle Carey left? No, he hasn't, Jeff. He's just on holiday at the moment. He's sunning himself in Dubai, the lucky so-and-so, while we're here braving the wind and the cold in rugby. It's all right for some, isn't it? Got a kick from Reese Francis. Johnson up for it. Here's Akankora. Goes to the ground with the challenge of Sawyer. Hancock's beaten to it by Connor Frankham. Hilton. Darting through the Rugby back line, looking to slip it through for Joe Cairns. Defender gets there first. Okase looking to keep it alive. Here's Joe Blowers. Sustained pressure from Coventry United. Harry Sawyer thinking about it, charged down by his old teammate, Jamal Clark. And Akankora barged out of the way, so Sawyer can ensure it goes out for a throw. Here's Liam Cairns. Returns to Sawyer under pressure from Johnson. Now Blowers. Reese Hilton, is he thinking about the spectacular? Didn't think about it long. Deflected off the former teammate of his as well, Jamal Clark. Clark and Hilton played together at Bedford United this season. Recchi. Kolodinsky onside, but doesn't get to it thanks to the head of Aaron Williams. Safely back with Reese Francis. Akankora dragged to the ground by Harry Sawyer. Referee says, get up. I think Sawyer wanted a free kick there as well. You haven't seen it like that. 6 to 1, half dozen of the other. 10 minutes gone here at Button Road. Rugby Town 0, Coventry United 0. The game has just started to kick into life. And the referee has given a bit of a cheap free kick there as Sawyer, I think, caught Kane Elliott. Elliott back to his feet, trying to walk it off. So the set piece to come in. We'll be looking to crowd the penalty area. Floated in towards Recchi. Good header away by Williams, who's looking like a real rock at the back, if rocks could move. But Summerfield takes it past Ritson and cutting across. Ryan Okase launches it into the shrubbery. That'll be a throw for rugby when we get another match ball. Like I say, showing a real maturity today. Quick throw taken to Max Johnson. Awkward first touch, but he's got it under control now. Achenkora. Balled over to Nico Johnson. Now it's Elliott. Not the sweetest of strikes from Kane Elliott. As it bobbles low past Francis's post. Distributed to Aaron Williams. Frankham gets up for it. The handball claims, referee doesn't want to know. Recchi. Johnson beaten to it by Joe Cairns, looking to sift it through now for Reese Hilton. Caught on the slide, but Recchi got the ball. It was a crunching challenge, but Recchi did come away with the ball. So Hilton's back on his feet, looking to receive from Sawyer. It's into the danger zone. Hilton couldn't get it on target. That is 102 minutes of the Coventry United shirt so far. Hilton really is looking a very potent threat. Next time we come in to you here on CUTV this coming Saturday, another away match. So do join us if you can. That's coming against Desborough Town. Dodged under pressure from David Kolodinsky, and it is the striker who's got the better of him. Achenkora. There's a 1-2 with the centre back. Rosser. Ritson clears. And Rugby look to try again with Hancocks. Kolodinsky the target and challenged header by Tyler Donaldson. Liam Cairns got something on that, enough to take it to Joe Cairns, who is taken down from behind by Hancocks. That'll be a free kick for the Red and Greens. Both teams sowing the seeds of what is sure to be a thrilling match at Butlin Road. Saw dispossessed by Achenkora, but a poor ball by Elliott. Down the left-hand side, will just trickle all the way to goalkeeper Reese Francis, who decides to keep it in rather than going for the goal kick. Liam Cairns swipes it over to Sawyer, just had enough power on it. Williams playing at centre-back today. Recchi will go head-to-head with Hilton and wins. Johnson flicked on, Kolodinsky offside, can't interfere with play, so Aaron Williams will return it to Francis. Neither keeper with a real save to make yet, as Joe Cairns is caught on the ankle again by Hancocks. Williams looks for Ryan Okaze on the left. Headed by Summerfield. First of the seconds is Joe Cairns. Tries to play it off Johnson, it stays in. Hancocks down the left-hand side, Ritson does the rest. Clears as far as Frankham, and a shot by Frankham on the captain. Recchi results in a free kick quickly taken. David Kolodinsky at the other end of the park now, looking to break into the penalty area. Unable to keep it in, the ball just got away from him. Unlucky for the Rugby Town number 9. 15 minutes gone here on CUTV with Liam Cook. Current score, Rugby Town 0, Coventry United 0. Goals in some of the championship games. Bournemouth leading Barnsley, Fulham beating Blackpool, Hull City 2-0 up at home to Swansea. It's still scoreless between Middlesbrough and Coventry City. Bristol City are winning at Preston and QPR leading Reading, who now, of course, have lost Andy Carroll. Okaze's header. Ritson scoops it up. Frankham misjudged it. Ryan Okaze. But gnawed over by Danico Johnson. Good strength on show. Kane Elliott. David Kolodinsky. Lays it off for Akankora. Saved by the legs of Francis. Picked up at the back by Rosser. Now it's with Johnson. Kane Elliott returned to Johnson. He got that winning goal at Cogenhoe last week. Kolodinsky rolls it up onto his chest. It's a brilliant save by Reece Francis. The ball through the Kane Thomas drilled low towards the corner, but kept out by the palm of the United shot stopper. I see Kevin Forden's on the wind-up on the Coventry United Twitter. Played very well in that charity match we had last week. Knocked in by Johnson. Picked up at the far post by Danico Johnson and headed over by Jamal Clark. He's certainly looked to get one over on his old side. And just mentioning that game last week, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who joined us at the Butts Park Arena for the Dennis Davison Cup game. A lot of money raised for the club, and of course everyone who played, thank you so much. Everyone who came to watch, again, thank you. And I'm happy because I played 10 minutes and my team won. But we won't mention the penalty shootout, all right? Down the centre of the park from Francis, off the head of Recchi. Chested down by Johnson. Switches the play by Kane Elliott. Bounces away from Summerfield. Has he kept it in? Yes, he has, but the linesman getting in the way there. And Okaze shielding it out for the goal kick. Ryan Okaze making a real impression since his promotion from the under-18s. Away by Francis. Sawyer. Liam Cairns looking for Reece Hilton. He may get a second crack at it. Launched away and nodded out by Tyler Johnson. What kept in by Akankora. Battle in the midfield between Blowers and Elliott. Blowers goes to the ground after a shove from the number 11. That is going to be a Coventry United free kick. 10 yards into rugby turf. United players getting their instructions from the bench. Taken short by Williams. Cairns let them get away from him, but it is deflected out off Elliott. Throw for Sawyer. He needs options. The only one making himself available really is Cairns. One Blowers now getting involved. Akankora loses out to Ryan Okaze. And the offside flag is raised. Well, Hinckley were 2-0 down against Cogenhoe. Hinckley LRFC, that is, the illegals that were 2-0 down at home to Cogenhoe. They're now pulled one back through Earls. It's not been the best of days for Hinckley LRFC. We'll also shout out to Catherine Blowers, DJ Clark as well, and Bosey, who's tuned in. Frankham didn't quite have the power behind that ball. Lunges in on Elliott. Referee says play on. And now Kolodinsky into the chest of Francis. The seconds could fall for Kolodinsky. Francis trying to get back to his feet. Still David Kolodinsky. Summerfield ready for the cross. Dan Summerfield takes it past Okaze and saved onto the bar by Reece Francis. United trying to soak up the pressure from the Valley. Approaching the midway point of the first half here on CUTV. It's still scoreless, but it could well change with Rugby's corner to come. Locked in by Hancock's. Recchi, Clark's in there. Here's Jamal Clark picking up the header from Ritson. Danico Johnson chipped it over the woodwork. Rugby have had the better of the attacking play, but United certainly look dangerous when they get moving. Francis' goal kick. Hilton. Passed awkwardly, allowing Jamal Clark to loft it over to Edwin Akankora. Flicked up by Harry Sawyer. And, well, there goes the advertising board. Deflected out of Kane Elliott. And straight into one of the advertising boards on the far side of the field. Someone's got to go and pick that up. Could be a slipping hazard. Throw nodded away by Recchi. Danico Johnson. Kolodinsky looked offside there. The flag stays down. Kolodinsky. Francis doing well at the near post. But Francis looking to the assistant in Bermuse. We're asking why the flag wasn't raised. He may have a case. So going over to take the corner, Max Johnson. No relation to Danico Johnson. Sorry, Danilo, I should say. Johnson. Okaze nods away at the near post, straight back to the corner taker. And Joe Cares beautifully cuts across to prevent Hancock from playing in from the seconds. Ancora, a bit of a tussle with Liam Cairns. And the referee has given the free kick on the left-hand side of the Coventry United penalty area. Game now a bit stop-start after some good free-flowing football early on. And we will be going off air here on CUTV at half-time for about 10 minutes. So get yourself a mug of something hot or a glass of something cold and be back here for 4 o'clock. And if you are about in Coventry after the game, then join us for a post-match pint at the New Albany in Earlston. Lofted in! Oh, so close! So close from Max Johnson. Whistling past the far post. And he thought it had top corner written all over it. And Kev, if you are listening, I know you're messing about on socials. Don't worry, Connor, I'll deal with him. Kev's trying to tell people that Carl Carey's going to Spinks on Monday. Apparently he's getting a new car as part of the deal. What's it going to be, a Reliant Robin? So Long Butby are beating Spinks 1-0. So not only they're not getting Kyle Carey, at the moment they're not getting the 3 points either. Goal kick over to the right side for Sawyer. Loses out to Akankora. Well, there are appeals for offside against Danilo Johnson, but it doesn't matter anyway, as it rolls straight back to Francis. A couple of subs going down the touchline warming up. You can see Kane Thomas and Riley DeVoyle, Alex Pearson. The ball caught very much by the wind there from Francis' goal kick. Played into Johnson on the left-hand side of the area. Achenkora making himself available, as is Max Johnson. But Danilo Johnson plays it out off the boot of Joe Cairns for the Rugby corner. They have been dominant over the last 10 minutes. But they have yet to make that dominance count on the score sheet. It was Clark. Good strong hands by Reece Francis keeping it out. Achenkora keeps it alive. Here's Hancock's. Crossing opportunity for Kane Elliott. Diving header by Ritson out as far as Achenkora. And lunging in, Joe Blowers prevents the strike. United lads putting their bodies on the line for the points. Rosser being forced back to his own goal by Reece Hilton, but switches the play over to Summerfield, who switched to the left momentarily. Plays a 1-2 with Danilo Johnson. Curling ball by Max Johnson over Reece Hilton, who isn't blessed with height. Recchi. Sawyer first serve, can only return to Summerfield. Now Danilo Johnson. Max Johnson and David Kolodinsky in the area, but Johnson may decide to go alone here, setting himself for the strike. Johnson cannons off the leg of Harry Sawyer. Max Johnson to Danilo Johnson again. Trying to trick his way past Tyler Donaldson. That's not going to work. You have to make a free kick there as Blowers was tripped. Referee says play on, but the long ball towards Frankham is chested down easily by Jamal Clark. We were saying before the game, United have the strikers. They just need the service. They had it early on, but it seems to have dropped back a little bit. Kolodinsky taking on the United skipper, Aaron Williams. United want offside against Max Johnson. They're not going to get it. Here's Edwin Achenkora. Summerfield. Oh, you see Recchi. Header away by Liam Cairns. Now Joe Cairns lofts it up, and again it's straight to Jamal Clark. United can't seem to get the attacking momentum back, but a poor ball by Clark, aimless and powerful towards the left-hand side of the park, out harmlessly for a throw. A reminder of the benches for Coventry United. On the bench, Kane Thomas, Brian Love, Riley DeVoyle, Alex Pearson and Chris Roscoe. And for Rugby, Adam Shaw, Madundo Semahimbo. That's going to be hard to say 5 times fast. Liam Francis, Alex Locke and Dylan Parker. We might have made that a new drinking game when we get to the Albany, Connor. First one to mess up has to do a shot. Deflected ball by Ryan Okaze. Was it deflected? No, it wasn't. Just skewed to the left. Oh, it came off Summerfield there, but it's a throw deep into Rugby territory for the Valley. They've not been in this area of the park for a while. As we hit the half-hour mark, it's still Rugby Town 0, Coventry United 0. United started strong, but now Rugby seem to have taken control of the match. Not on the score sheet, though, and well, there was no real control on that ball from Aaron Williams. He tried to hook it upfield. It just slipped off his boot and went straight to the left and out for the throw. He's hoping to get some instructions from Joe Haggerty and Lee Burdett, members of the Coventry United coaching staff. Ivor Lawson involved too. He's marshalling the defenders. Rugby keeping 3 back, United with 2 up. As the throw goes in from Recchi, a challenge header away by Joe Cairns. Here's Blowers. Frankham cushions it for Liam Cairns. Lofts it up to the right for Hilton. I don't know whether the wing caught it or not, but it curled away and out for the throw. You can see how disappointed Hilton was. He's desperate to get stuck in, but he needs the ball. Harry Sawyer going head-to-head with Achenkora. It's back with the captain, Recchi. Frankham closed him down, but he gets it away just in time. Donaldson's header. Kane Elliott. Achenkora just keeps it under the pressure from Harry Sawyer. It's with Kolodinsky. I don't think it was intended as a shot, but it had Reece Francis worried. Still scoreless in the game at the Riverside between Middlesbrough and Coventry City. We will keep you up to date with the latest goings on from that match. It looks like the scoring has stopped for a while in the Championship. There hasn't been a goal in about 10 minutes in any of the games. Of course, no Premier League action today. Francis. Liam Keynes' header. Keynes didn't get the contact on that attempted clearance, allowing Kane Elliott to retrieve. Edwin Ahankora and Max Johnson. They'll be shielded into touch. Well, that was the intention anyway by Harry Sawyer, but it was bundled over from behind. Referee blows the whistle. Free kick, Coventry United in their own penalty area. Referee having a word with Reece Francis. I think he was unhappy about an offside decision earlier on. After a short stoppage, we'll get back underway with this free kick inside the box for Reece Francis to distribute. A little bit of encouragement from the fans behind the goal. Wants to have his old teammate Jamal Clark, and so just lets it bounce past him for another United throw. Well, we're not used to 0-0s here on CUTV. In fact, the first 0-0 came on the CCTV between Coventry United and Rugby at this very venue, so we're hoping it's not going to be deja vu. We do like to see the ball hit the net. Poor control by Summerfield just in front of Joe Haggerty's technical area, so that's going to be a throw-in for the Red and Greens, about 5 yards into their own turf. Starting to look a bit more confident heading forward now. Summerfield. Scuffed off the boot of Blowers. And Aaron Williams again. I don't know, I think someone's put clover on his boots. It's the second time that Sandwich tried to play it up the field. It's just gone straight to the left. Very uncharacteristic from the United man. Summerfield. No drive into the air by Kolodinsky, straight to the feet of James Ritson, who's had a very strong debut so far. Lofted ball caught by the wind. United would be probably there to play on the deck while they're playing against the wind. Chipped into the area by Max Johnson. It's just a step too far for Danilo Johnson. I was about to put my hand on the rail, then remembered it's covered in bird poo. Probably not the best idea. 5 minutes to go until half time here on Coventry United TV with Liam Cook. Current score Rugby Town 0, Coventry United 0. And next time we're on air here on CUTV, this coming Saturday against Desborough Town, which will be our final away game for a while, because then we've got 5 home games in a row. And Wynn really catching that clearance from Francis, stopped halfway into United's territory. Joe Cairns gets it. Didn't jump. Swing and a miss by Joe Cairns. Ritson gets stuck in, so over to Okaze. Franklin beaten to it by Recchi. Back heel by Max Johnson, keeps it alive. Summerfield squares it for Danilo Johnson. Here's Max Johnson. It was a well-worked move, and he deserved a better finish. Just rolling to the left of the far post. Disappointing for Johnson. That was a beautiful exchange of play from Rugby Town. The Valley management getting a little bit restless on the touchline. Rugby knows the Valley because they're Previous name was Valley Sports. Reese Hilton. Try a little trick from Summerfield. Referee says no. Cleared by Clark. Certainly assisted by the wind. Got some distance on that clearance. It has just gone the left-hand side of the corner flag, so that's going to be a goal kick. It seems an impossible job at the moment for United to try and play any sort of long ball with the wind against them. They'll obviously be better placed in the second half. Until then, they're better playing it on the deck. And plus then, two strikers, Reese Hilton and Connor Frankham, are not the tallest, so they'll probably be better playing it along the grass anyway. Blowers trying to find his way over a rugby sandwich there. Finds Reese Hilton. Deflection off Max Johnson, but collected by Liam Cairns. Travels along the right, and the offside flag correctly raised against Harry Sawyer, who's found the net. I'm sure he's going to be asking me for that one after the game. And we're talking about highlights after the game. The highlights video will be out tonight here on CUTV, so look out for it around 8, 9 o'clock. Max Johnson looking to create some space in the midfield. Kolodinsky's offside. A few ironic cheers from the Coventry United fans who feel the linesman on that right-hand side of the field has been a little sloppy with his flag today. Francis ready to clear. How far is the ball going to get this time? Gets a lot further, actually. Maybe the wind's calmed down a little bit. It's nodded away by Recchi. Kolodinsky. Ferocious clearance by Ritson. Joe Cairns flips off the boot of Connor Frankham. And Frankham prevented from getting it by a big, strong body in the form of the captain, Recchi. The ball down the right-hand side is straight out for the goal kick. Well, Rugby now trying to play the long ball game, and it's not working. Well, the most exciting thing of the last 10 minutes is just having a pigeon's just flown straight past the CUTV camera. Probably nipping here for a quick toilet break. Played by Francis, caught in the wind into the centre circle. Frankham. Hilton couldn't get his head on there, but he will have a second crack at it, trying to beat Rosser. Reese Hilton. He's got Frankham with him, still going Reese Hilton. Okase in support. He's asking where are the options. Okase now offside, and Hilton is going to have to go alone. Now plays it back with Joe Cairns. Frankham. Was he fouled by Jamal Clark? Referee says no. Frankham's got to get straight back into it, but it's Clark striding away, lunging by Blowers. Nothing doing, says the referee. Loose ball collected by Harry Sawyer. Loses out to Kane Elliott, and Sawyer trying to prevent Elliott from getting away by grabbing onto the leg. Referee says play on, as the advantage was in favour of Rugby. Here's Ryan Okase. Hilton making the run, but that's going, well, it was going down the tunnel, but thankfully a fan caught it. 5 minutes to go until the break here on CUTV, still scoreless. Hilton catching the number 8 Hancock's unawares, but Rugby able to maintain possession. Recchi. Hancock's closed down by Joe Blowers, turned just in time. Crossfield pass chested down by Harry Sawyer. It was aimed towards Achenkora. Sawyer couldn't do it all alone. And the clearance deflected off Liam Cairns, so that definitely puts an end to that move for Coventry United. QPR 3-0 up at home to Reading. Great result for them. And the referee blocks the ball, so obviously that's got to result in a halt in play. Rugby asking why they couldn't just play on, as they did get the ball back, but it's a standard practice. The referee touches the ball, it has to be a drop ball. And it was dropped to the feet of Hancock's. Now Max Johnson, hoping to be the difference again today. Now Kane Elliott. Returns to Johnson, but the heavy touch is in the vicinity of Liam Cairns. Frankham touches it on. Can he get there ahead of Rosser? No, he can't. Rosser returns to Bodycut, who's had a very quiet afternoon, it must be said. Maybe taking a little bit too long to clear. Hilton closed him down, but he curls it right to Recchi. Drilled low to David Kolodinsky. Cushion to Max Johnson. Elliott in support. Here is Kane Elliott. Akankora. Danico Johnson lets it run to Max Johnson. The best of balls into the area was between Kolodinsky at the near post and Summerfield at the far post. Way to get the ball back. The final 2 minutes of normal time. I think there'll be, I don't think there'll be too many minutes of added time, probably one at most, I'd say. Francis with the clearance, looking for blowers. Was there a push in the back by Recchi? Referee says no. Liam Cairns battling for it with Max Johnson. Liam Cairns hooked it on only as far as the head of Recchi. Ritson sends it back where it came from. Now is that typical game ahead tears that we usually get in games like this. But now falls the view of Danilo Johnson. Going to find a way through a congested United backline. Williams slides in, and then while on the ground is able to knock it over to Okaze to get United on the counter. Slide in on Okaze by Hancock is enough to curtail the movement. It's going to be a throw just shy of the halfway line for the Red and Greens. Maybe the last chance of the first half. Okaze. Frankham. Okaze's ball upfield counts off the back of Hancock's, and then screams furiously at the linesman for flagging David Kolodinsky offside. It's going to be a free kick for the Red and Greens. Well, in fact, he's not having a go at the linesman, he's having a go at his own teammate there, James Hancock's. Bit of a screaming match with David Kolodinsky. The final 30 seconds of added time. We are hearing it's 1 minute of added time. These long balls really, you know, they're going for them, but they don't know where they're going to land. They can't judge the wind. Stumble by Williams. Thankfully, Ritson was there to pick up the pieces. And again, the elements ensuring that the United can't get the ball clear. Here's Danilo Johnson. Elliott on the left side of the box. Akankora. Johnson, back heel. Here's Akankora! Beautiful parry by Reece Francis to keep it deadlocked as we are about to end the first half here at Butling Road. This will be the final move of the first half. This corner coming in from David Kolodinsky. Short option being offered by Max Johnson. In fact, Johnson's coming over to take the corner. Goes straight onto the other side of the park. Not the best of corners for Rugby, and shepherded into touch by Harry Sawyer. Not taking their time in taking this throw. They probably just want to see the half out. Continues into a second minute of added time. Blowers. Dispossessed in the midfield by Max Johnson. Summerfield. Chance for Kolodinsky to break in, perhaps. Kolodinsky, was there a trip by Okaze? Yes, there was. Joe Cairns screaming at the linesman. And Rugby have a real opportunity, what will surely be the last move of the half. About 2 yards outside the penalty area on the right flank. James Hancock and Danilo Johnson standing over it. Francis organising his wall. Well, the referee continues to have a discussion with Okaze and Cairns. Well, for the final time in the first half, Rugby on the assault and nodded over. Glancing header by David Kolodinsky will end the first half scoreless here on Coventry United TV. Half-time score at Butling Road, Rugby Town 0, Coventry United 0. We will be back in around 10 minutes here on CUTV. Don't go anywhere. Ty Donaldson need to launch it along the right hand side. Nodded away by Jamal Clark. Franklin looking to keep it alive. It stumbles to the ground, unlucky for the Coventry United debutant. Go towards the right hand side. Ritson. It's the better of Kolodinsky. Swung clear by Reece Francis, but deflected out of Ryan Okaze for a Rugby Town throw about 5 yards into Coventry United territory. Somerville being almost blinded by the sun on the far side, while Johnson is just tying his boots. Somerville gets us back underway. Here's Max Johnson. Looking for Danilo Johnson is Summerfield. Johnson moves back to goal. We're going to turn Williams, and Johnson takes aim into the crowd, but plenty of power behind it. A signal of intent from the big number 10. Our media officer Conor West has now joined us after his half-time pampering. How were the prawn sandwiches? Some of us stuck it out in the cold, doing a bit of research. Also, oddly enough, I met Jordan Ponticelli and Chris Camwell's former head teacher. Of course, Camwell doing well for himself now at Quorn. And Jordan Ponticelli, former Sky Blues man, now at Wrexham, owned by Ryan Reynolds. Okaze just slipping through for blowers, but cannons off Summerfield. Okaze looks to keep it alive. Lunged by Summerfield. Okaze has got there, but blowers tripped by Hancock's number 8. And Joe Blowers going to be restrained by his Coventry United teammates. The former Southend Youngs are less than pleased. The low sun not making life easy for Joe Cairns. It's his responsibility to loop this one in. And straight out, as Ritson was hoping to get on the end of it at the far post, just bounces out for the goal kick. Again, the next time we come on air to you here on CUTV is next Saturday. That is Coventry United's trip to Desborough. 3 o'clock kickoff. And again, live commentary here on Coventry United TV, as always. Body cuts with a rare touch on the ball. It's a bit of a quiet day, the rugby number 1. Rugby dominating the first half, but now with the wind behind Coventry United, they may have a better shot with the long ball game. Clark can't clear. Head to the cross. Achenkora dispossessed by Joe Cairns. Here's Harry Sawyer. We're going to dance his way into the penalty area. Chest control by Blowers. Return to Sawyer. Locked it into the box and out for the corner. Plays out off Kane Elliott. And we are going to need another ball. Joe Cairns may try to take the short one and does. Sawyer returns to Joe Cairns. Will he have a go? Well, he did have a go, but it's ended up out for a throw. Good idea, not the correct execution. So the score update from what we saw at half-time, Hinckley LRFC are losing 3-1 at home to Cogenhoe. So their unbeaten record looks set to come to an end, although we thought that when Coventry United played them. Coventry should really have got the 3 points that day. Ended up 2-2, with the Red and Greens leading 2-0 in the second half. Launched upfield by the Armour body cut. He's already had more to do in the second half after 5 minutes than he did in the first. Clears it under pressure from Connor Frankham. Over Sawyer. Achenkora gets away from him. Poor control by the dreadlock number 3. But that overhead pass by Joe Cairns. Straight out of play for a throw. It's not been the best of second half so far for Joe Cairns. Looks like we've got our own little fan club in front of us now. Max Johnson. In from the side is Harry Sawyer, who got the final touch on that. And I think it's been given as a throw, not a free kick. Rugby wanted a free kick for a slide by Harry Sawyer, and Johnson still believed it was going to be a free kick. He has now taken the throw under a bit of guidance from Harry Sawyer. And Achenkora loses out to Sawyer. Now with Liam Cairns. Okase making the run down the left-hand side. Joe Blowers looking to keep the move going. Rolls it to the left-hand side. Okase should get there ahead of Recchi. Recchi barges him out of the way, and it's out of play for a throw to Rugby Town. The centre-back sweeping up at the back. Dan Summerfield with ball in hand. They've got to get this ball out of danger. And it's played through for Frankham. Bodycut comes out and just gathers in time. Frankham lurking menacingly up top. Launch up the other side of the park. Here's Tyler Donaldson under pressure by David Kolodinsky. Goes home with Reese Francis. One swinging the boot later. It's in the Rugby Town half. It's too hot to handle for Reese Hilton. Max Johnson. And Rosser. Beautiful bodycut. Rosser back to the goalkeeper. United trying to put them under pressure here. It's away by bodycut just in time for Blowers can make the block. Cushion header by Joe Cairns, but it's clearance smacks off his shoulder and out for the throw. Keena Rosser doing the necessaries at the back. Still scoreless between Middlesbrough and Coventry City in the championship match at the Riverside. Summerfield. Darting down the right-hand side. No one to stop him. Oguse now tries to put some pressure on him. Ball down to the right-hand side for Kane Elliott. Did that stay in? Yes, it did. It's deflected out. It's going to be a corner. United feel the ball had already gone when Elliott got the cross away. So the corner to come, Rugby Town dominated the first half. They found it a lot harder in the second, playing against the wind, but the Valley are still focused on getting that first goal. And Blowers will put it out for another corner. Hancock takes it short to Max Johnson. Return to the number 8, Hancock's. And Ritson does well to head it clear. But kept alive by Hancock, is it? Two players going for the same ball for Coventry United. Hancock gets a shot away as Ritson was trapped in the net. But it's fired over, and Rugby Town still scoreless. Well, they have been quiet up top. Coventry United have been firm in defence. Well, we're not the only ones with our own little fan club here. Looks like Reece Francis has got one too. Or maybe not. Joe Cairns. Frankham's offside. Disappointing for the number 9. You can tell that both Frankham and Hilton are both very dangerous when they get the ball to feet, but the service hasn't been there for them today. Aimless ball over the back line from Dan Summerfield. Francis. They make full kindly for Frankham, will it? No, just bounces away into the hands of Bodycut. 10 minutes of the second half gone already, and it remains Rugby Town 0, Coventry United 0. It's 4th versus 5th in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Here's Max Johnson. Switches the play over to Keena Rosser. He's got Ackenbohr in support. Elliott. Over with Dan Summerfield, looks to slip it through for Danilo Johnson. It just edges out for the goal kick. And we're hearing there's been a goal at the Riverside, and Middlesbrough have taken the lead against Coventry City. Disappointment for the Sky Blues. Andras Spora has put Middlesbrough in front. Danger at the back for the Red and Greens. Harry Soiling for a route around Achenkora. Only as far as Max Johnson trying to chip the goalkeeper. And whoa, Francis trying to keep it in. Did he get a touch? No, he didn't. And Francis has gone down injured. That's not good for the Red and Greens. Well, the ball chipped in by Max Johnson. Francis was in two minds about whether to try and claim it. He eventually dove for it, and then it looks like he's landed awkwardly. And Dan White, the physio, is now called over. And Coventry United, it looks like they're getting a change ready. That's Alex Pearson getting some instructions from Joe Haggerty, the United manager. Well, if United are unable to call upon Reece Francis for the remainder of the game, which you hope is not the case, they do have a backup on the bench. Chris Roscoe is back after a 3-match suspension when he was sent off against Hinckley LRFC when he wasn't even playing. He was on the bench, and apparently something was said to an official, and he got a 3-match ban. Well, Francis is attended to. Francis has been by far the man of the match for Coventry United. And the players of Rugby and Coventry both having an impromptu team talk with their managers. And I have to say that James Ritson at centre-back, I think, has been absolutely fantastic for Coventry United. It's his debut after joining yesterday. The move was announced. Former Rugby Borough and Copswood man. So against the rivals of his old team. wants to put in a show, and he has done so far. So is Francis going to be able to continue? I believe he is. He's given Dan what the indication, yes, he is going to continue. The referee gives the go-ahead for Francis to get the ball rolling again. And with some encouragement from the rugby fans behind the goal, he's going to boot it upfield. Towards Reese Hilton, it's Rosser getting his head on that. And out of play for the throw-in. Now, Ivor Lawson not quite with the same skills that we saw from Mark Robbins on Tuesday night. And the thing is, Ivor's been retired a lot longer than Mark Robbins has. Here's Ryan Okaze taking on Summerfield. Darting into the air, great run by the teenager towards Joe Blowers, picked up by Max Johnson. And cleared by Summerfield up towards David Kolodinsky. Loses out in that one-on-one challenge with Joe Cairns. Here's Ritson. Launches it in towards Connor Frankham, diverted away by Rosser. Liam Cairns keeps it alive. Blowers beaten to it by Keena Rosser, and that should be out of play for another throw. Indeed it is, and nearly bounced into one of the supporters' faces. And Johnson has kicked it straight back out again. Well, we've got some CR7 fans in the house today. United score, we'll see if they do the old Sue impression. I haven't seen it this season. I've seen it a few times in Sunday League this year, but I've never seen it at a Coventry United match this year. Blowers, just couldn't keep it in. Unlucky for the former Southend youngster. Neither team have made a change yet, but we do expect that Alex Pearson is going to be coming on shortly for Coventry United. We saw Joe Haggerty giving him his instructions. And Joe Cairns has gone down holding his face. The referee wants a word with Kane Elliott, and that's a yellow card. Looked like a forearm in the face of Joe Cairns. So the first card of the match, number 11, Kane Elliott, is booked. And Coventry will have a free kick right on the halfway line towards the right-hand touchline. Williams with the free kick. Plenty of red on the edge of that penalty area, but plenty of sky blue as well. Williams looking for Harry Sawyer. That was a great idea. He just bounced away from the right back who was cutting into the box. Great bit of ingenuity on show from the red and green skipper. Bodycup drops it and plays it low. Summerfield. Here's David Kolodinsky, scored the first ever goal in a Coventry United match at the Butts Park Arena back in 2017 in that FA Cup game. Here's Elliott in towards Danilo Johnson. Rugby Town break the deadlock. It has been coming. Danilo Johnson gets the better of the defence and taps it past Francis to give the Valley a 1-0 lead at Butlin Road. It was all about the positioning for Danilo Johnson. Capping up the cross from Kane Elliott. And Rugby's impressive form is continuing with their 1-0 advantage at Butlin Road. So we've played 63 minutes In the United Counties League Premier Division South, Rugby Town 1, Coventry United 0, the score at Butlin Road. We'll get going again with the throw from Keena Rosser. And well, now Rugby have got the lead. They are in no rush at all to get the throw taken. Rosser. In the air by Sawyer, but Joe Kane's edged away by Kane Elliott. And now Elliott looking to send David Kolodinsky through. Francis decided not to come out for it. Here's Kolodinsky taking on Tyler Donaldson. It could be a quick fire second for Rugby, but straight into the guts of Francis from Max Johnson. Frankham. Joe Blowers takes it too close to Hancock's. Kolodinsky is onside, but this time Francis is going to come for it. Takes it past the striker. That's the furthest up he's been all season. But the ball chested down by Keena Rosser. Hilton from behind. Referee gives the free kick. Rosser went down a tad easy, but it probably is the right decision. A little delay here in getting the game started again. Rugby now employing the time-wasting tactics. There's the United subs warming up: Kane Thomas, Brian and Love, and Alex Pearson. Rosser straight down the left. Akincourt. Get the best of Harry Sawyer there, but Sawyer hooks it up. Hancock's. Donaldson stretching it, can't make contact. Danilo Johnson looking to put it on a plate for Kolodinsky. Too close to Aaron Williams, but here's Max Johnson keeping Rugby's momentum going. There's Okaze cutting in front of Kane Elliott. Now Joe Blowers. Frankham in space on the left-hand side. It's Connor Frankham. Slight challenge by the former red and green skipper, Jamal Clark. And it's out for a throw on the far side. 24 minutes to go. Rugby lead by 1-0. Ryan Okaze now with the throw-in for the red and greens. There's 24 minutes to go. Blowers shielded out for the goal kick by Hancock's number 8, who's now dropped back almost into a centre-back role. So, at the moment, all three of Coventry's biggest football teams, City, United and Spinks, are losing. I believe Spinks are still losing. They were 1-0 down against Long Buckby last time we heard. So, yes, they are still 1-0 down. So at the moment, all three of Coventry's biggest teams are losing by 1-0. Sawyer. Joe Kane's caught by Edwin Akincourt.
They're not playing today.
Free kick taken quickly. And I'm not entirely sure what Harry Sawyer was thinking of there. Maybe trying to chip Ash Bodycott, who was right on his line. But here comes Coventry United's first change. And it's going to be the end of the afternoon for Tyler Donaldson, with the start of Alex Pearson's red and green's career. The former Spinks youngster now playing for the red side of the city. Let's see what the midfielder can do. As United now go to a back four, with Okaze on the left, Sawyer on the right, and a centre-back pairing now of James Ritson and Aaron Williams. Well, someone's won the golden goal, so it's a nice little windfall for one of the fans to our left. And Rugby absolutely furious as Akankar was took out mid-air by a Harry Sawyer. And a yellow card for Sawyer. Akankar landed heavily there. Thankfully he's okay. United with their backs against the wall. It's not been a successful start to 2022. They're yet to wrap up a win in January. They've only got 1 point to their name, that being the draw against Hinkley LRFC in the first game of the new year. Since then, it's they just haven't had the green as Sawyer looking to clear. Offside flag stays down against Akankar. And we think the Coventry Spinks have just equalised against Long Buckby. It's 1-1 there. Johnson. Kolodinsky couldn't bring it to feet and Ritson gets rid of it. To Recchi. Nodded on again by Ritson. Hilton dispossessed by Hancocks. Rosser. Across here. Harry Sawyer takes it out for the corner in the challenge with Max Johnson. $20 to go at Buttoning Road. Rugby Town 1, Coventry United 0, the current score. Opening strike scored by Danilo Johnson, who is offering the short option. Johnson goes with the conventional approach and turned away by Ritson. Hunted up rather than that by Hancocks, who will bring it down. Reese Hilton takes it too close to Recchi, but was barged down. A body check by Recchi and a yellow card. The referee now getting a little bit card happy. That's 3 in 5 minutes after we had an hour without one. There's Recchi who got the yellow card, number 5. Oh, so I've got to do Colin's job for him as well as doing my own. Tut tut. By the way, we should mention this is actually going to be Colin's last game for a while. His baby boys are going to be born next week, so he'll be taking a bit of a sabbatical. And nodded out for the corner by Recchi from that free kick, going straight out. I just have to make opportunities like this count. Joe Kent towards Ritson at the far post. Nodded out by Ritson. Well, it came off Jamal Clark and then hit the head of Ritson. That is going to be a goal kick. Seems like another frustrating afternoon for Coventry United. Body cut by Cairns. Danilo Johnson, now Kolodinsky. Johnson looking to send Kolodinsky on his way, but couldn't find his way for a sea of red. Sawyer shepherded out for the Coventry United throw. Held it well against Kolodinsky. Hilton couldn't bring it to feet. Rosser. Williams has got to be on his toes here with Kolodinsky breathing down his neck, but it bounces into the grateful grasp of Rhys Francis. Clark. Recchi heads it to the near side. And Rosser has done well to prevent him from going for a corner. He heads it out for a throw. Not giving up on that ball. Sawyer gets it back from Liam Cairns. Here is Cairns. First line cross. Frankham! Into the grasp of Bodycut. It was the first meaningful attempt for the Red and Greens in the second half. Will it be a wake-up call for the visiting side? Bounces into the centre circle. Joe Cairns lobs it on for Reese Hilton. Hilton nods it down. Now United have got the bit between their teeth. Kept it in, taking on Rosser. Cairns is down line. Hilton still. And that's a low ball straight into the grasp of Bodycut. The only problem with Hilton in this game is he seems to be trying to do too much on his own. Bodycut. Nodded down by Okaze. United look like getting another substitution ready. Of course, they've already got the new boy on, Alex Pearson, on the left-hand side. Okaze. Here's Alex Pearson. Now with Liam Cairns. Okaze, chance from Summerfield. Okaze able to maintain possession. Again, Summerfield in there. Takes him to Kane Elliott. Okaze has got the throw. Great work by Okaze. He's really impressed me today. He's definitely up there for man of the match alongside Reece Francis. But the throw bounces away from Hilton and out for the goal kick. And here comes the first substitution of the match for Rugby Town. It's the end of the afternoon for Max Johnson. And coming on for the Valley is Alex Locke.
Substitution for my Rugby Town midfield. Appreciation number 7, Max Johnson. Leaving the field, Murray being replaced by number 16, Alex Locke.
So it looks like a straight swap in midfield. Locke coming on for Johnson. So we're down to one Johnson now on the field. Danilo Johnson up front. Definitely no relation. Locke gets his first touch, heads it straight to Okaze. Joe Cairns swipes away from Kolodinsky. Hopeful ball towards the edge of the penalty area, but it's brought to feet by Ash Bodycut. Into the final 15 minutes. Just had a little flourish for a couple of minutes, but Rugby now seem to have the game back under their control. Locke outleaps Okaze only as far as Ritson. Danilo Johnson. Plenty of options alongside. Elliott. Drilled low and blocked well by Aaron Williams. Akincora's cross dealt with by the United skipper, and Liam Cairns looking for a player who wasn't there on the left-hand side. Kind of sums up Coventry United's day. Keep an eye out for the exclusive highlights here on CUTV this weekend. Online tonight on the YouTube channel. And if you are enjoying the coverage, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more exclusive content from the club, and comment with any feedback or any messages you want read out. Also a big shout out to Delina Moore, who's tuned in from Spain. Kyle Carey, who's tuned in from Dubai. Rosser goes all the way back to Bodycut. The right flank goes Okaze up with the header. Thumped on by Kane Elliott, and now David Kolodinsky embarks on a one-man mission down the right-hand side, taking on James Ritson. Elliott makes himself available, as does Johnson. Hancock is in there too, slide by Ritson, he's done well today, that will be a corner. Hancock goes over to take the corner. In by Hancock's. Recchi's at the far post, too far for Recchi, and that's after a goal kick.
Substitution for Rugby Town.
And a second substitution for Rugby.
Number 9, David Kolodinsky.
So David Kolodinsky replaced by Adam Shaw in what looks to be a defensive change, and Coventry United also making a substitution with Brian and Love coming on for Connor Frankham, it looks like. It is indeed Frankham leaving the field, and the Red and Green's veteran Brian and Love making his way onto the park, something different up top. So Francis down the centre of the park it goes. Recchi nodded it back to his goalkeeper. United have 10 minutes to salvage something here as Love puts Bodycott under pressure, but he picks it up. Bodycut nodded down by Liam Cairns and straight out for the throw. I hope it's not going to be a damp end to the game. As I look through some of the current scores in the Championship, Bournemouth still lead 1-0 at Barnsley. Fulham still 1-0 up at Hines of Blackpool. Hull City leading Swansea 2-0. It's 0-0 between Luton and Blackburn. Middlesbrough lead Coventry City by 1-0. Millwall 2-0 up at Hines of West Brom. It's all square between Preston and Bristol City 1-1 there at Deepdale. And Queen's Park Rangers 4-0 up against Reading, and we're hearing that Spinks have gone in front against Long Buckby. They've turned it around. Coventry Spinks now leading 2-1 against Long Buckby, the only one of the Coventry sides leading at the moment. Akincourt. Elliott. Just across the shore. Blocked by Williams, but it's come back with Elliott. Liam Cairns gets heading at this time. Here's Pearson. Miscommunication between Pearson and Okaze, as Okaze wrestling with Danico Johnson and winning. We've got it back crossfield ball to Summerfield. Danilo Johnson fancies his chance to double his money. Johnson with hunger for goal, but we'll have to make do with just the one for now. Sawyer. His header. Liam Cairns gets up. Aaron Williams at the back for Coventry United. Going to send Brian and Love through. Reggie should see it back. In fact, no, decides to scoop it up. Rosser only as far as Joe Cairns. Alex Pearson couldn't find the way through. Blocked off by Elliott. Referee says no foul. I think he went looking for that one, really. Ritson's header to Okaze on the far side of the field. Ritson thumps it, and Love is onside, closing down the goalkeeper. He's got there first. Bodycott's down, and Love stopped before it could reach the line by Jamal Clark. Rugby paused there, thinking the referee was going to blow for the foul, but it was fair game. And Love turned and struck it, but he didn't have the power behind it, allowing Jamal Clark to prevent his old team from equalising. And a free kick there as Reese Hilton and his arm dragged by Clark. Now Coventry United have woken up. Can United wrestle back a point from the Valley? Hilton lofts it in. Ritson's at the far post. Clark as far as Alex Pearson. Cannons off Clark and a corner is the result. Joe Cairns on corner duty. What can he muster up? Towards that near post where Liam Cairns is waiting, but nodded clear by Rosser. And now Rugby on the counter with Danilo Johnson. Adam Shaw wants the through ball. It's lobbed in over Harry Sawyer. Shaw and Sawyer in a race, and Sawyer has won that race. But crucially for Rugby, the ball's at the other end of the park, exactly where they want it to be. 5 minutes to go. Coventry United have now found some momentum, a bit of attacking rhythm. Has it come too late? Here's Harry Sawyer for the Red and Greens. Taking on Akinkora. Joe Cairns. Reese Hilton blocked on the edge of the penalty area by Jamal Clark. Felt that it should have been a free kick there. Referee says no. And now Danilo Johnson looks for Shaw. Heavy touch by Shaw. That's going to be a throw for Coventry United, but level with their own penalty area. And they've only got 5 minutes left. Aaron Williams. Akinkor gets in front of Harry Sawyer. That's with Kane Elliott. Hancock's. Low ball to the feet of Aaron Williams. He's thinking about going home, and he had Danilo Johnson in the way. His clearance is straight to Kane Elliott as Liam Cairns went down. Elliott going for goal. Well, he forgot that he wasn't playing rugby. He's playing for rugby there as he sends it over the bar. That's another one to add to the cookie classics. Like the meat in a corn sandwich. that's Roy Adams' favourite one. I brought that up just for you, Roy. Here's Aaron Williams. Lob beaten to it by Recchi. Cleared as far as Ritz. High into the sky and into the crowd. Well, no, not quite into the crowd. It hits the advertising board. And United want Rugby to get started quickly. And as you can probably appreciate, they are not in the mood to do so. They've got a 1-0 lead with 3.5 minutes to go. They aren't rushing. Liam Cairns heads it as far as Danilo Johnson. Slips it through. It's Kane Elliott. Shaw waiting in the centre. Will Shaw get ahead of Okoze? He did. But Okoze with the challenge from behind takes it out for a corner. And Danilo Johnson is taking his time here and getting the corner taken. Right now he's going to leave it for Kane Elliott, and the referee giving the Valley the hurry up. He goes towards Recchi. Kept in by Reece Francis after a pretty tame header by the big number 6. United have got to get moving now. They're running out of time. Francis up the other end of the park towards Brian and Love. Jamal Clark gets his head on that. First it will be Recchi with Pearson breathing down his neck. Lofted away by the Rugby captain. Here's Ritson. Liam Cairns beaten to it in the midfield. Danilo Johnson's onside. Got the ball caught under his feet a little bit, but now taking on Harry Sawyer. Danilo Johnson to make it safe, deflected off Aaron Williams, and a safe gather for Francis. Throws it basketball style to Harry Sawyer. Pass Akinkor. Reese Hilton, challenge from behind, wanted a free kick there. Harry saw with the interception. It was Bryden Love, just a stride behind it. And you know what? And Love has actually looked decent since coming on. Well, the rugby fans getting behind their boys at the end of the game. Coventry United faithful behind the goal. Not with much to cheer about so far, but it's not over yet. The goal kick caught in the wind. Here's Reese Hilton. Well, then Love gets it. No, he won't. Ritchie sweeping up everything at the back. He has been fantastic for rugby. But skewed out by Adam Shaw, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was Summerfield. With one change left, but it doesn't look like they're going to use it. They still have Ryder Voyle and Kane Thomas on the bench, who both are more defensive-minded midfielders. So unless they're going to go to two at the back, probably wouldn't be likely. Clark will shepherd that one into touch, will he? Against Joe Blowers, he does so beautifully. Jamal Clark, at the moment, is going to be getting one up on his old side. Into the final 30 seconds of normal time. I think there'll be about 2 minutes of added. Remember to join us next time here on CUTV. Next Saturday away at Rugby Town. 3 o'clock kickoff. And the highlights of today's game will be available tonight here on CUTV. Body cut. Liam Cairns up for it. Blowers. Chipped over to the near side by Elliott. Attenborough, his hands all over Harry Sawyer. Ball up the right flank. Seen out by Keena Rosser, and we are now into added minutes. We have 30 seconds already. So you may think Coventry United, if they can intercept quickly, may have one last chance. Cut away from the goal kick. Ritchie heads it out for a throw as again the ball caught in the wind. Okaze. Returned to Okaze by Liam Cairns. Blowers the target, falls to the feet of Unlove. There's Reese Hilton, chips it over, offside against Blowers. Just when the opportunity looked to have opened for the red and greens. That surely is going to be it now. Williams on the kick, cleared by Okaze. And Love up for it. There's Joe Blowers. He's got Hilton with him. Blowers goes for goal. Easy pickings for Boddicott, but United having one last crack at it. And Boddicott falling onto it. We played 2 minutes of added time. Referee with whistle in hand. Will this be the end of the action? Not yet. And plenty of height on that goal kick, but not a lot of distance. But it's nodded straight back to Reggie. When Love was offside, couldn't get involved. Boddicott rolls it onto the deck. Wasting every precious second that he can. Going to the end of the 3rd minute of added time. Hancock's. Ritson rises above. This Blowers getting stuck in. Can United get it back in the midfield? Oh, Elliott with the interception. Shaw stabs it down. That Liam Cairns will find his cousin. But Boddicott comes out for it. A ball down the right-hand side, and Boddicott falls onto it. Hollycutt with ball in hand. Which will be taking more than the 6 seconds he's permitted. Okaze. Summerfield looking to send it into the corner. Ritson. Trip from behind. That's going to be a free kick. Coventry United. Last chance saloon for the Red and Greens. They've got to get the ball at the other end of the park. Well, Blows and In Love have been looking menacing up top in the last few minutes. They're going to go short. Here's Aaron Williams now. Williams, no one home where he placed it, and Summerfield's going to let that one go for the throw, but there won't be time to take it. Coventry United fall to a 1-0 defeat. They can hold their heads up high, a much better display than the performance against Bugbrook last week. But it is the 4th place side who best the 5th place side in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Danilo Johnson's second half strike, all that separates the two sides after an intriguing game. Final score at Butlin Road, Rugby Town 1, Coventry United 0. And that will be us done here on CUTV. Thanks for joining us. We're back next Saturday for the game against Desborough Town. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff live on CUTV. The highlight of today's game will be available tonight, so make sure to check out the best of the action. For everyone here at CUTV, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.